Hey, welcome to Recovery as a Process. Yeah, I'm still smiling and you smiling. Oh, okay, okay. I thought about something that I need to talk about because one of the things that we're transitioning from is a certain behavior. We're transitioning from that behavior, whether it be gambling, whether it be eating, whether it be alcohol and drugs. We're transitioning. And during the transition period, I wanted to talk about some of the feelings that you might incur. And I need to talk about it so as to where if it happens, you can recognize it. Now, let me take these off. I hope I look better. But it's important to talk about some feelings that I believe you're going to have. And if you have these feelings, then you know you're in the middle of transitioning. And I'd like to make some suggestions on some things that you need to do. One, you need to maybe call it the right thing so you know what to do. All of a sudden, you go from a world as to where you woke up thinking about it, you spent the day thinking about it, when you got off of work, you did it. Or, in some circles, they say finding ways and means to get one more. And that takes time. And once you transition from one behavior, then in reality, you have to understand that transition, you might feel lonely. Yeah. Sometimes they call it transitional loneliness, as to where you are going through a loss period, okay? Loss of the lifestyle, loss of going to the casino or going to eat with the girls on the boat, drinking, smoking. It's different feelings, but it's a loss. And during that period of you feeling a loss, you start feeling lonely. And I need to talk about that so you can know what it is that's going on and you can do something about it. It's important. It's important. It's important to call it what it is, okay? If you can call it what it is, then you can identify what the problem is. And not to sound clinical or even cynical. Usually when you are aware of something, then that level of anxiety does not raise as fast as it is or it can when you don't know what something is. And it's a new feeling and you really don't know how to react and you don't know what to do when you feel that feeling, okay? So I have to talk about loneliness. I have to talk about, and I have to share with you that it's normal. It's normal, okay? You have been around a set of people for a period of time. You are used to going to certain places, being around certain people. You're used to going to the bar where everybody knows your name. You're used to going to the corner where you can get the things that you think you need. And you feel trusted. You feel trusted by people and you don't even know their whole name. Just to remind you of the type of relationships you settle for, and when you transition, you'll know positive relationships, positive, healthy relationships with healthy people. And you're transitioning from relationships as to where you only knew one name about them. You didn't even know where they lived. You knew nothing about it, but you settled for that as long as you were able to get what you needed. So what I have to do is first I have to explain to you that you will feel a loss and you will feel lonely, okay? But it's some things that we can put in place when you have those feelings. And that's when I suggest that people find things that they used to do. And that we might call a hobby. You had hobbies before you started drinking. You had hobbies before you started smoking. You had hobbies. You had things that you liked to do. And it's time to go back and talk about those things and see if you like them and see it's so many things that you can do. In the clinical world, they call it coping skills, things that you coped with, okay? But I call it hobbies. You know, do you have a hobby? Do you have a hobby that you can do inside the house, just in case it's raining? Okay. And do you have a hobby outside the house? Do you have a hobby that you can do during the week? Do you have a hobby that you can do on the weekend? But it's those things that you do. What you're moving towards is something healthy. Something healthy. If you like to cook, you can start cooking healthy food. Okay? If you like to go hiking, you can do that. Okay? If you like to play board games, you can do that with other people that might like to play board games. Does that make sense? And what I need to do is to talk about these things so as to where you can recognize them and call it what it is. Call it what it is. You know, before you transition and during the transition stage, it's all right to feel lonely. I know tough guys don't talk about being lonely. But however, I need you to understand that if you are transitioning, everybody feels lonely. Everybody questions whether or not they're transitioning in the right direction. Okay. So, just in short, I needed to talk about that. I needed you to know that that's a normal feeling. And what you can do about it is go back and start creating hobbies. Start creating things that you like to do. Okay? A lot of times we get in trouble we've gotten in trouble because we start liking what other people did. Well, let's see what you like to do. So, until we're going to have another video on some things. And, you know, I hope you're counting your days. I hope you're looking in your calendar book. I hope you are appreciating some of the things that you have elected to start doing. And congratulations on some of the things that you said you were going to discontinue to do. So, I would like to say, hit the subscribe button, dislike, like, comment. You might have some suggestions. You might want to share with us what you do when you feel lonely during this transition period. It's going to be temporary. I need to remind you of that also. So, until the next video, love, serve, and support you first. Love, serve, and support. Till the next video.